Good day, everyone. This is Queen A of USWAG Mindanao, and I am very happy and pleased to have the Honorable Mayor of Cagayan de Oro City. This is Honorable Mayor Oscar S. Moreno. Mayor, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Queen A, and thanks for having me in your program, USWAG Mindanao, a very well thought out program, and I'd like to thank you for coming up with this program. Certainly, this will help a lot in moving forward, no? Pushing Mindanao to greater heights. Thank you.
Yes, and USWAG Mindanao team is also very grateful to have you finally. As mentioned to you, Mayor, we have started this show last year, and we feature different mayors, different LGUs all over Mindanao. So our goal is to roam around Mindanao and to promote more about Mindanao, its developments, tourism, establishments, and more success stories. And so far, Cagayan de Oro City is one of the top cities in Mindanao. And for sure, or I have actually researched all about the city, and I know that you are a man of public service, Mayor. So my first question to you, what will be your, or what is the greatest dream for you, or unsang imuhang pinakadamgo for the people of Cagayan de Oro City?
Well, Queen A, when I was formerly congressman of the 1st District of Misamis Oriental. 1st District is the eastern side, Magsaysay to Balingasag. No? For 2 terms, I was congressman, and then I ran and was elected governor of the province. So I served the province for 3 terms, 9 years, and as my 3rd and final term was about to end, I decided to offer my services to the city of Cagayan de Oro on the premise that Cagayan de Oro and Misamis Oriental are inseparable. We have the same past, the same history, and in fact, Cagayan de Oro is part and parcel of Misamis Oriental, no? So I thought that Cagayan de Oro is the microcosm of the region, the convergent city, the flagship city. So by serving Cagayan de Oro, I can address the issues pertaining to the bigger picture of northern Mindanao, and hopefully develop, help in the development of the entire region, including, of course, Misamis Oriental. No? So my dream has always been growth and prosperity and an improved way of life for everyone, whether you're from Cagayan de Oro, you're from Misamis Oriental, you're from northern Mindanao, or you're from Mindanao. No? Yes. I have always, I was born here in Mindanao. I grew up here in Mindanao, and I intend to die here in Mindanao, no? And to rest here finally. And although I studied in Manila in my college and law degrees, no, but I have never forgotten Mindanao. So my dream really is for Mindanao to find a proper place for its people in the sun. Yeah.
Okay, that's very nice, Mayor. And aside from those dreams that you have shared for the people of Cagayan de Oro or for Mindanao, what else or unsa gid ang imong pinaka legacy being the mayor of Cagayan de Oro City?
Sa ako, ang siguro legacy is one that you would like to be remembered by, no, for many years and decades ahead. Long after we will have been gone, I would like to be remembered as one who have tried his best to serve the people of Cagayan de Oro the best way possible. No, of course, talking about infrastructure, ubay-ubay naman ato nahimo. Talking about the competitiveness of the city, kaloy sa Diyos, Cagayan de Oro has consistently been among the top 10 of the most competitive
Yes.
cities, no? And but talking about legacy, I would want to be remembered as one who tried his best to serve the people of Cagayan de Oro the best way possible.
Yes, and basically, as mentioned, I have known you as an example, a man of public service, a very good leader, a good mentor. And I remember Kagawad Ann Hiranilia from Barangay Bugo mentioned to me that you are one of the, supportive person for the projects and developments of the certain barangay, especially in Bugo. And for that, Mayor, aside from the support that you have provided for Barangay Bugo, what else, or can you share us a bit of any prospects or any plans that you would like to share for Cagayan de Oro?
Well, all of them, all of the 80 barangays of Cagayan de Oro are part of the city. So our deliverable, so to speak, covers all the 80 barangays of the city, no? And but of course, the idea is how do you elevate Cagayan de Oro to greater heights, no? And I would say in the quality of the services that you deliver. So importante diha is define your priorities. So as a first step, ang pag-define sa atong agenda for the city, no? So when I ran for mayor of Cagayan de Oro City, I defined my agenda as kining prime hat, no? 8-point agenda na, PRIME and then hat, no? P stands for poverty alleviation and peace and order. R stands for resettlement and revenue generation. I stands for infrastructure and investments. M stands for metropolization. E stands for education and environment. H for hospital and health services. And then A for agricultural productivity. And then T for tourism, traffic, and teamwork, no? So, moni ang what I call the 8-point agenda, no? So, how can all of these are intended to make Cagayan de Oro City a better place, a competitive city, a leading city, a model city, and where people would be proud of and would also be attached to, no? And mo ka na ang atong atong ingunta agenda, and so tanan ka na nga services that we deliver are geared towards the achievement of the 8-point agenda. But one thing I should add is we also realize that many of our services can go beyond the boundaries of Cagayan de Oro, no? In fact, we ought to be aware of that, na dili mahimo ang imong serbisyo ni ara dinhi kay lagi, given the role of Cagayan de Oro as the convergent city, the trading hub, the convention center, the transport hub, the logistics hub, the food terminal, and so on, no? Education center. Cagayan de Oro also has a responsibility sa mga places outside of the boundaries of the city, no? So daghan ang atong serbisyo nga dili lang focus sa Cagayan de Oro. For instance, kanang atong hospital, J.R. Borja General Hospital, no? We improved that, we expanded it. And the idea of the expansion is to also address cases, even those from outside Cagayan de Oro, no? Kay if you are the convergent city or the flagship, there's also this duty to reciprocate, no? You draw your strength, your growth from outside the boundaries of the city. So mutabang ka pod sa pag-address sa mga problema, even those outside the city.
Yeah, so it's not limited within the city
Certainly
of Cagayan de
not.
Oro.
Certainly not.
By the way, Mayor, aside from those projects or plans that you have shared, just to add up to this discussion that we have today, my colleague, a good friend of mine, I'm not sure if you can still remember Chindi Moreno. She is the wife of one of your supportive and one of your previous employees here in the city, Yolo Moreno.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yulo. Oh, he was my player, and
He was, yes.
Unfortunately, he was stricken of cancer or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
sadly. But anyway, actually, she is my colleague. I'm actually working in a BPO company here in the city, and then she asked me to extend the gratitude, especially for the support that you have given for her family. Chindi Mayor is very honored about the help, about everything that you have shared for their family. And then she mentioned to me as well that you're not just a good leader. She mentioned that you're very hands-on when it comes to your employees, to your staff. So basically, that's one thing for sure that you can actually share to everyone.
Yeah,
And-
Yulo was actually from Leyte.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have not traced our relations, blood relations, no, but I know that there are also Morenos from Leyte, as there are Morenos in Cebu, no? And he came here, Cagayan. I think I was still governor of Misamis Oriental
I believe, yes.
when he joined us, and he was a good player.
He was.
And so I took him in, and he was a good worker as well, no? And then when I came to Cagayan de Oro, he followed me, and he was with our city disaster risk reduction team, no? And he was a good team man, a good player, and a good worker as well, no? So it was really very unfortunate that he got sick, and eventually he passed away, no? But may God have mercy on his soul, no?
Yes.
He was a very dedicated person and sincere person as well.
Yes, and based on that experience, Mayor, I've known one thing from you, or from those experiences they have shared, that again, you're very helpful, you're very generous to your employees. So I think a good motivation or an inspiration as well, that I've known Chindi and Yulo, and then they said, actually, Mayor Oscar Moreno is like this and like this. So I said, wow. So basically, he is really a man of public service, a very generous, and of course, very helpful. Dili lamang sa mga tao nga dili nimo nailhan, but of course, sa imong employees, you're very much supportive to them. So, yes, Mayor. Aside from that, just to tackle about this pandemic that we are experiencing right now, I believe that the city has implemented this Trace app that we have, the Higala app. Yes. This is actually still on like the.
Yeah.
We are like trying to promote or.
Yeah, we're setting it up. Actually, an ordinance had already been passed. Unfortunately, I know that we have encountered some problems.
Yes.
We could not accept registrants at the same time. But, long term, I hope people will understand the need for database, no? And the need for IT. And that's exactly what Higala app is, no? And you know how Higala app started? That was sometime August of last year.
Yes.
There was already a pandemic, and our personnel, particularly our tourism group, wanted to get data, as many as possible, health data of people who would come in. So that appropriate checkings can be timely made, no? And then somehow, when the design was made, when the program was designed, some other ideas came in, no? So, as a means of contact tracing, etc. And now, there is, in fact, a more pressing need for an application like Higala app, and that is on the vaccination. You know, Queen A, vaccination covers two angles, the supply and the demand, no? The supply is essentially the availability of vaccines, no? And that is essentially being handled by the national government. The local government merely receives the vaccines from the regional level or from the national government through the regional level. On the demand side, it's really the deliverable of the local government. No? So, who are your targets? These are already identified by the national government, but how do you prioritize? And how do you implement? How do you roll out the vaccination program in a manner that is efficient and speedy? And siyempre, you want to cover as many beneficiaries as possible. The more you're able to vaccinate, the better. So that's where it is very, very important. In fact, I would say indispensable that you have a good database system. And that is what the Higala app is meant to do.
Yeah, so it's not mainly about contact tracing.
No,
it has
no,
a lot of purpose,
no,
Mayor.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And
That's
for instance, karon we're still in the health workers, no? Ang atong target nga health workers, ang number is 10,500. We're already approaching the 8,000 mark, no? So hopefully 2,500 na lang, no? And then as soon as we're done with that, then we will proceed with the senior citizens. On the senior citizens, our target would be at least 110, 115,000. Now, the question ni Ana is, how do you organize the vaccination program for the senior citizens in a manner nga ang mga senior citizens mo dili magdapog in one vaccination center, no? Everybody knows already when he or she is scheduled to be vaccinated, asang vaccination area. And then naakadayo a team of doctors and nurses to do the vaccination. It's going to be very administratively and operationally difficult. But unang importante kayo ang database niya.
Well, for sure, Mayor, your team for the city is already doing a lot of works for
Yeah,
that.
but I do understand, however, that it's going to be very, very difficult. So, ako lagi silang gingnan, ang vaccination is the easiest to criticize, especially as you're doing it, but the hardest to implement. You know, obserbahan na to sa US, when President Biden came in, ang ilang vaccination nito was less than 1 million a day, and already people were complaining.
How much more?
Pero karon na sila sa 4.6 million, record number na, no? And people are still na
complaining.
resistance.
Yes.
And people are still complaining.
Yes. Digin malikayan, Mayor, nga there will be complaints from the people, especially here sa Philippines. And despite the pandemic, Mayor, despite the challenges that we have experienced, it's been over a year already. Can you give a message to the people of Cagayan de Oro or Misamis Oriental, probably words of gratitude to continue, and any message that you would like to share, Mayor?
Lagi, kining pandemic sa coronavirus has changed our lives in many ways, no? And kuyaw gini, di na to makita, and wala pa'y tambal, wala pa'y immunity, na anay bakuna, pero ang bakuna at best maka-modify lang sa impact sa sakit, no? Pero importante paghihapon kayo ang vaccination kay parang malikayan nga dalon kita dito sa severe to critical or even death, no? Pero ibaan sa nato kung unsay solusyon para malikayan ang COVID-19, no? Face mask, face shield, hugas kamot, social distancing, and kanang gitawag ang mga minimum public health standards. And ang akong hangyo sa tanan is, kung gyud lugar kitang tanan, kinahanglan gyud nga mo suporta sa atong paningkamot to combat the pandemic. No, ako naman yung gisulti, sige, pero let me repeat this now. Tulo ka mission nato mahitungod niining pandemic. Ang first mission is to stop, to suppress the spread of the virus. That's the first mission. Ang second mission is to help in the recovery of those who maybe have been infected by the virus, to help them as they recover, and also, in regard to their close contacts, to prevent the close contacts from infecting others, assuming, God forbids, nga infected po sila. So, ikatulo dayon nga mission is vaccination. Get as many to be vaccinated as fast as possible para makabot ka ng gitawag herd immunity. Now, kining sa mission number 2, mission number 3, these are essentially government deliverables. And together with the national level, kita all the way down sa barangay level, paningkamot gid ni ana munang natay CIU, natay TTMF, napatay TTMF Plus, napang health system, atong mga hospitals, NMMC, Department of Health. Ang sa ikatulo sa din nga mission, ang vaccination rollout. No? At timanon ang bakuna, and then ang pag-implementar sa vaccination. Katong una, to suppress the spread of the virus, to stop the virus from spreading, the government can do very little diha. Ngano? Kay ang makapahunong sa pag-spread sa virus, ang katawhan ramang yun. Kay ang katawhan raman po ang dala sa virus. Munang kung magbantay ta, ang katawhan, dili na ta makapa-spread sa virus. Kung dili kita magpatakod. Munang importante, likay kita nga matakdan kita, kay kita ang potential nga makadala niya ng virus dito sa ubang tao. So, kita naman nato sa atong daily press briefing, kung ka na, Q&A, no? At lang gihaguan since March 13 of last year. And explain yun og ayo. So, dito sa pag-suppress, pag-stop sa spread sa virus, ang katawhan na yun ang maka-score diya. Ang winning goal, so to speak, naarag yun sa kamot sa katawhan. Kung gusto nato nga masumpo nato ang virus, let's do it. Magtinabangay kita. Depensa yun sa batok sa virus. Kaya kung magkumpiyansa kita, muna ang danger diya. Magkumpiyansa kita, regardless of the age, magkumpiyansa kita, then chances are, ma-infect kita sa virus, and simba ko, kung ma-infect kita sa virus, sigurado yun ang atong mga mahal sa kinabuhi, ato sang ma-infect. Kaya highly contagious man siya. So, depensa lang yun.
On a lighter note, Mayor, can you also share or give us a message for the show for USWAG Mindanao?
Lagi, excited ako ning USWAG Mindanao kay it talks about on the positive side. Muna rin positive karon nga maayo. Kay kining sa COVID, lain paminaw ng positive, no? Pero seriously, importante kayong mulambo, makabot na to ang katiusbawan para sa pulo sa Mindanao. And siyempre, talking about growth and prosperity, the wider the area, the better. No? Kay kung dili nimo ma-spread ang growth, dili nimo mapalambo ang tanan, no matter how successful you are, naapagyapoy problema. So, growth should be inclusive and should also be sustainable. Pero para nga mo lambo kita, para nga mo uswag kita, importante kayo magtinabangay. Importante kayo panagiusa. Kining pandemic has taught us one thing, teamwork, no? Mobiya lang very appropriate na term, bayanihan. No? Kinahanglan bayanihan approach gid eh. And kita sa Mindanao, daghan ang atong mga resources, daghan ang atong mga advantages din that are not abundant dito sa ubang mga pulo sa atong nasod. So, ang ato lang is how do we make use of these resources and abundant blessings that God has given us, no? At tinabangay lang ta, and let's nurture these resources and put them to good use. And of course, importante sa diha ang pagsinabtanay. Unta, makabot na to ang kalinaw, no? Muna nga, as the chairman of the Regional Peace and Order Council for Northern Mindanao Region, I am also a participant yan ng National Task Force to end the local communist armed conflict, no? And uban po diha ang Regional Development Council for Region 10 that is led by Governor Tan of Misamis Occidental. So ang nahitabo karon tinabangay ang RDC development part, ang RPOC sa Peace and Order part, para atong ma-address ang atong mga problema sa pulo sa region, and hopefully bring the government closer to our people and give livelihood opportunities dito sa mga areas nga angay natong maabot. And by so doing, Queen A, we will have addressed the root causes of the insurgency. So, exciting kayo, and a program like USWAG Mindanao will certainly be a big boost in the government's efforts for a peaceful, progressive, and economically resilient island of Mindanao.
Okay, that's very nice, Mayor, and thank you again for having USWAG Mindanao. Again, we are very much grateful to have you for the show. Again, we are a local network, and then we are from the city of Cagayan de Oro City, so we are very happy and pleased to finally have you on our show. And again, this will be aired this coming Sunday. So again, Mayor, thank you very much. More power to you, and hopefully I'll be able to have you on the show in the next episodes, probably for your next projects or any developments for Cagayan de Oro City.
Salamat, Queen A.
Thank you.
Thank you.